No, I am not on Ozempic. I have not had any medical interventions. This entire weight loss journey that I have been on has been 3 years and running. I have been working on getting healthy for 3 long years. People just didn't notice for the first couple of years because it wasn't very noticeable. My face was still incredibly bloated and overweight looking, so no, I have not had any medical intervention. I walk 4 miles every single day. I do 200 push-ups every single day, and I log every single thing that I eat and calorie count and make sure I am consuming a relatively healthy diet that isn't just garbage. That's why I sing songs about how I miss pizza pretty much every single week on Podcastage, because I don't eat pizza anymore, except on special occasions, maybe twice a year. And I used to have emergency pizzas in my freezer. Go into the Podcastage Discord server. Anybody who was around 2019, 2020, they will tell you I would not shut the heck up about frozen emergency pizzas in the freezer. So when you get home from work and you need a pizza, you can just throw it in the oven and you're good to go in 20 minutes. I haven't had a frozen pizza in 3 years. The last slice of pizza I had was 3-4 months ago, I think, which is crazy because I used to have it bi-weekly maybe. And I don't know if that's 2 times a week or every 2 weeks. There's no way of knowing. It was just garbage in nonstop. But let me elaborate on this. I have not had any medical intervention, and the reason I have not is because I have the physical ability to put in the work. I have the physical ability to exercise, and I am absolutely stubborn enough to make those difficult choices and changes to my diet. The way I knew I was that stubborn is because I gave up drinking cold turkey, just walked away from it, made that massive life change, and I was able to keep up with it almost 10 years now. We just hit 9 years on the 2nd of January, so I know that I'm stubborn enough to make that kind of choice. So I was willing to do that, and instead of going the easy route, I chose to go the much more difficult route of, okay, this is going to be a long, arduous journey. I know I am going to not see results for quite a while. I didn't see results for a year of exercising. It's because I was still eating like garbage. But once I started logging what I ate and I continued to exercise and up the amount of exercise that I did, mixing that with the change to my diet, then I started to see changes. The reason I think that was important is because if my underlying behavior and my underlying relationship with food and exercise had not changed, and I went the route of medical intervention, whether it be that Ozempic stuff, which I've heard horror stories about, or whether it be some kind of surgical procedure, what would have happened? Maybe it would have worked for a little bit, but if it was some kind of medicine, I would likely be stuck on that medicine the rest of my life. Or if it was some kind of medical procedure, chances are my habits would continue, my poor eating, my poor exercise regimen would continue, and eventually my habits would overpower whatever kind of surgical procedure had been done. So by working to change the root cause of what was causing me to be unhealthy, I believe and I hope it will lead to a much more permanent solution or a much more permanent correction in my health. That's the hope, at least. I have no idea. I am not some kind of dietitian or health guru. I'm just a dope who started walking because he needed to get outside of these 4 walls during lockdown. That was the initial impetus to getting out and walking. It wasn't to get healthier physically. It was to get healthier mentally and have that separation from personal life to the day job. That walking time was essentially my commute time, so it allowed me to differentiate relaxation and work. But I was giving this a lot of thought over the last couple of weeks because I was talking to somebody about how I would walk every single day, even when it's 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am freezing the entire time. I have a coat on. I have a handkerchief, not a handkerchief, a scarf on. I have a second jacket on. I have a beanie on. I look silly. But I go out and walk every single day, rain, sleet, or snow. I will be out there walking. And they asked me why I did this, and I wasn't able to verbalize or identify why I do it or what I enjoy about it. But after giving it a bit of thought over the last couple of weeks, I think that I finally have an answer. And the answer is, I think that it's good to be uncomfortable. I think that it's good to put yourself in some uncomfortable situations. And I think it's really good for you to force yourself to do stuff that you may not want to do. The reason being, sure, maybe it builds character. I have no idea. But I have found that after putting myself in uncomfortable situations, whether it be walking in 10, 15-degree weather, it makes every other hurdle, every other obstacle that I encounter seem a bit less of a burden. All of those issues and all of those stressors that you encounter on a day-to-day basis just got a little bit easier to deal with, whether it be giving somebody bad news at work, whether it be an interpersonal conflict. I'm not saying they're easy. I still struggle with them tremendously, and they are still difficult. I still don't like giving people bad news at work. I still don't like interpersonal conflict. But when those issues arise, they seem like less of a mountain and more of a hill. So they're easier to approach, and I find them less stressful to deal with. It kind of reminds me of some people that I knew in the body mod community, because when I was playing in metal bands, there are a lot of people in the body mod community. Some of the people that I knew would suspend. If you don't know what that is, they take fishing hooks, they file off the barbs, and put those hooks through their skin, and they hang from those hooks. It seems impossible, it seems excruciatingly painful, but people do that. And when I asked them, why would you do such a thing? Number one was the endorphins. Apparently, it feels very good after a while. Initially, there's going to be a tremendous amount of pain, but once they overcome that pain, once the pain abates, then they get this endorphic high. But then I got this explanation from my friend that hanging from hooks in your skin seems like an absolutely impossible task. It doesn't seem like that should be possible. And when you first get up there, it is not possible. It is excruciatingly painful. But then you overcome that. And once you have accomplished that, or once you have gone through that, then your day-to-day issues just seem so much easier because you have already done something that is impossible. You have put a hook through your skin and your back and hung from it. That is impossible. That should not be something that you do. I do not advocate anybody do this, but to the body mod community, more power to you. And I understood that mentality. I would never be able to do that. That seems impossible. So if somebody has the mental ability to overcome that hurdle, every other issue in their life is going to seem significantly less daunting. So what I am doing is far less extreme than that. I am not doing any kind of body modification. I am not putting myself in excruciating physical pain to force myself to have some kind of mental catharsis and overcome that. I am just walking in 15-degree weather. I am walking when it is snowing. I am walking when it is raining. I am doing it because, yes, it forces me to exercise and be healthier, but also putting myself in that uncomfortable situation that makes all the other issues in my life seem ever so slightly easier to deal with, and it makes them a lot less stressful and a lot less burdensome on my mind because I have other stuff to focus on and worry about. I don't have the time or energy to sit there and stress out for hours and hours upon each thing. So there you go. That is my long diatribe about my weight loss journey, how I did it, why I do it, and all of that. Hopefully that answered your question. Short answer, no, not Ozempic. Thank you for the comment, David. I appreciate you.